Here are three early best bets for week 4 in the NFL. Welcome to Juice Bets. My name is Trevor, and we're going to be looking through three of the best bets, line shopping using OddsJam, finding the best value that we can so we get paid out as much as possible for each bet. Obviously, these are bets based off of emotion, but I do have some nice stats and data behind them to hopefully sway you in the right direction. But at the end of the day, we are trying to find the best value using OddsJam, line shopping. If we can find a bet that is at minus, 115 on all the other sports books, but we're getting it at even money, that is just a cherry on top, and it really, really does help the profitability long term. Without further ado, make sure you guys subscribe and like this video. And yeah, let's get into the picks. So here I am on OddsJam, my favorite plus EV sports betting platform. Seriously, insane tools on here. And one of my favorite ones specifically for, when I'm looking for bets, when I'm chatting with my friends about, the NFL games coming up, I like to always check OddsJam and line shop and find where I can find the best value on my bets, right? So as an example, we'll kick things off with our first bet, which is going to be in the Steelers and Texans game. Yes, I am a Steelers fan, but I'm going to be taking the Houston Texans at +3. The line actually opened at 4.5. So the Texans were getting 4.5 at home here, and it got bet all the way down to +3. So sharps are coming in on the Texans side, which is always good to hear, right? That the sharps came in. Obviously, we don't get as much line value at +3 now, but we still are covering that field goal. We'll push if they end up losing by a field goal. Honestly, it really comes down to the Steelers, in my opinion, being a fraudulent team, and I don't think they should ever be favored by 3 on the road, right? So if, say, you're interested in taking the Texans, it's always best to check OddsJam and line shop this out, right? Because, for instance, let's say that you use Bodog or Bovada or whatever, and you want to take the Texans, and you go there and you see minus 115. Okay, well, perfect. That's what the odds are. But if you were to use OddsJam and look around, you would see that MyBookie has it at minus 105, right? So that means that you're getting an extra 10 cents per dollar wagered, right? Instead of having to bet $115 to win 100, now you only have to bet $105 to win 100. So you're saving money and you're getting paid out more per dollar wagered. That's why it's so important to line shop with OddsJam. But yeah, Texans +3. I mean, CJ Stroud, first player in NFL history with 906 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions through his first 3 games. So seriously, impressive stuff out of Stroud, the second overall pick this year for the Texans. I don't care who the Steelers are playing. They should never be favored by 3 on the road. It's going to be interesting to see how Stroud does against the really solid, arguably the best defense in the league, in my opinion, with the Steelers. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. It'll be a close game. That's why we'll take the Texans at home, getting those 3 points. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I could easily see the Texans winning this thing outright as well. So that's going to be our best bet. Texans +3, and we're going to be taking them on MyBookie at minus 105. My second early best bet, and again, keep this in mind, these are early plays, right? I mean, there are some lineups here that are not set, right? We don't quite know who's playing, who's not playing, who's out, whatever. Line movement can happen. So these are early best bets. So just keep that in mind. But my early best bet here, the second one here, Cleveland Browns minus 2.5. Now let's see where we can find the best value. It looks like Sports Interaction for me in Canada is the best place to find this. Again, make sure you are line shopping to find it. But yeah, minus 2.5 at minus 112 on Sports Interaction. With the Browns losing in primetime to the Steelers, there's really not a whole lot of people who are trying to back them. A lot of people think that Watson is a fraud. But at the end of the day, the Browns have one of the best defenses in the league, right? And so this gives us a great opportunity to back them at home against a division rival. Their defense needs to step up. And I really do think that it's time for the Browns to show the public who they are, and they have an opportunity to get a grasp on this division by beating the Ravens here, and I do think that they will, right? So minus 2.5 at home is again, I mean, they just need to win by a field goal, so definitely a nice line. Like, I really do like taking a team minus 2.5. The Browns are 2-1 so far this season. So are the Ravens, but there's a difference in who they've been playing, right? The Browns have played Bengals, Steelers, Titans, all top 10 defenses in the league, as opposed to the Ravens, pretty light schedule against easier defense. Texans, Bengals also, so they both played the Bengals, but Texans and Colts, pretty easy offenses to go up against. The Browns' defensive numbers are elite, which is bad for this mediocre, banged up Ravens offense, right? I mean, the Browns are number one in the NFL in yards per play allowed, and Baltimore they can't generate any big plays. Lamar can't throw the ball downfield. They only have 3 plays of 20 yards or more in 3 games. It's ridiculous. So the Ravens also, they just played an OT. They're not going to be the fresher team. Their defense was on the field for more than 80 plays last Sunday. And honestly, their injuries as well, they're starting to mount. So for me, I think this is a big reason why a lot of the money was coming in on the Browns here is their defense, the Ravens' lack of offensive power here. And yeah, with this minus 2.5, you're not really going to have to lay a whole lot here. So I think you got to lay it with the Browns. Take the Browns. I'm feeling pretty good about this one at home. So yeah, Browns minus 2.5, minus 112 is my second early best bet. Third early best bet here, Philadelphia Eagles minus 8 at home against the Commanders. Now, what is interesting about OddsJam and what you can see here is if you like a specific side and you think that minus 8 is kind of the best that you're going to get it at, and you say, okay, well, I can get it at minus 8, minus 105 on Pinnacle. Those are some nice numbers here, right? This is the best value that I can get at minus 8. However, you can also see that there are sports books offering it at 7.5. And if you are interested in taking it at 7.5 instead of at 8, well, you can get it at 8 minus 105, or you can get it at 7.5 at minus 110 on my bookie, right? So, it comes down to personal preference. For me, I'm just going to take the minus 8 because that's kind of what most books have it at. But as you can see, there's tons of books listing it at 7.5 as well. And you can get some really good value on my bookie at minus 110. The Pinnacle's got it at minus 112. So it comes down to what books you have access to and really price it out. And so that's why I love OddsJam, because it gives you data, right? So you can make an informed decision when you're betting. And these little things really do matter in the long run for how profitable you can be when you're betting on sports. So anyways, the Eagles, why I'm taking the Eagles, I think the Commanders are totally fraudulent. If they go 2-15 the rest of the season, I would not even be that shocked. They're 2-1 right now, but it just does not tell the whole story. They won against the Broncos and Cardinals. Okay, what does that say? That says nothing. Everyone's won against the Broncos and the Cardinals, except for the Cowboys. The Eagles they're in the elite category, right? So I would say they're arguably the most dominant team in the league, both offensively and defensively. The issue for the Commanders here is their lack of protection for Howell, right? He has been sacked 19 times in 3 games, 9 times last week against the Buffalo Bills. I mean, the Bills' defensive front is pretty stout, but I would argue the Eagles is just as good. So, I mean, I think it's a significant issue to have that kind of defensive front going up against a rookie quarterback, especially a guy who gets sacked all the time. So it's gonna be a rough day for Howell. I think that he's still learning, and he's gonna hold on to the ball, and he's gonna be forced to make mistakes after he's been hit to the ground 4 or 5 times. And that's where the Eagles will capitalize on those mistakes. I could see multiple turnovers by the Commanders here. And I mean, yeah, the Eagles have offensive weapons to score as well, right? They've scored 25 points, 34 points, 25 points in the first 3 games. Barely, I don't think it's going to be close, to be quite honest with you. I think it might be close in the beginning while they're feeling things out, but as the game goes on, as Howell gets pounded into the ground over and over again, I think that there's going to be a lot of turnovers. Eagles are going to capitalize, and the Eagles should easily win by more than 8 here. So, yeah, locking it in. -8 at minus 105. That's kind of the best value you can find, or you can drop it down to 7.5 for minus 110. So there it is, tail or fail. Those are the 3 best bets, early best bets for the NFL. Texans +3, Browns -2.5, and the Eagles -8. Make sure you guys like this video, and also check out our VIP Discord. We're sending plus EV bets straight to you, straight to your phone. You get notified. You click the link, right? We send you the bet link. You click the link, and it automatically gets entered into your sports book. You just enter how much you want to bet, and it places it for you. So if you're busy, if you don't have time to be searching on OddsJam and using all these tools and stuff and placing the bets yourself, this is the place for you. So check out the VIP Discord. It's linked down below. Free trial for the first week, so you can come in, check it out. No strings attached. You can cancel, and you'll never be charged. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you tomorrow.